Sweden's first female Prime Minister is trying to get her first election victory. Magdalena Andersson's Social Democrat-led coalition is neck and neck in the polls with an opposition bloc led by the Moderate Party. But it's the rise of the right-wing Sweden Democrats that she's been warning voters against.
I am very concerned that the Sweden Democrats will be the second largest party and therefore have a very great influence on another government and another Prime Minister in Sweden.
Essentially, the vote is a choice between Andersson's left-leaning coalition and the opposition led by Ulf Kristersson of the Moderate Party. But even if they win, the moderates could be a minority in their own government. The difference between this election and the last one is that the opposition Moderate Party is now willing to work with the right-wing Sweden Democrats. The other difference is that the Sweden Democrats are ahead of the moderates in the polls. Sweden Democrat leader Jimmie Åkesson is hoping to be Ulf Kristersson's kingmaker. His party has shot to popularity as a backlash against mass immigration.
The Sweden Democrats are not at all against immigration itself, but it has increased to such proportions that it has become absurd.
HAKEEM Martin was born and bred in Sweden, but still feels targeted.
I always consider myself a part of the Swedish society, but as somebody that look different, we always feel different. Some things they are saying might sound reasonable, but it's sugar-coated and underneath there's racism.
A major factor in this election is crime. Sweden has the highest rate of gangland gun murders in Europe, with most of the perpetrators and victims being of immigrant background. Even the ruling Social Democrats have made that link with policies to combat segregation. But policy might not be what decides this election.
The core issues are all to the advantage of the opposition. But the Swedish people seem to like Magdalena Andersson. Social Democrats want it to be a presidential election, a choice between her and Ulf Kristersson. The moderates absolutely do not want that.
Many other issues will come into play, not least the scrapping of nuclear power just before an energy crisis. Whoever wins will need to halt Sweden's apparent turn for the worse if they're to last more than 4 years. Rhys, Jazeera, Stockholm.